The championship-winning 4x4 Mega World team has scaled down operations for the 2011 season.
Okay, the Mega World team's not going to be as big as we did last year. Last year we ran with 3 buckies from the beginning of the year. We're going to put our main attention into Class D. We're going to be racing the Hilux. We've got Hein Mulman coming in with a new Land Cruiser. And then we're going to be running one of the old Class E cars in the regionals with my son, and probably in July bring him over to nationals. So that's, in car-wise, that's what we're going to do for the next year.
The 4x4 Mega World team has targeted the Class E and Class D championships as key areas of participation.
Well, Class E, what makes it nice with Class E, it's affordable. So you can go buy a good second-hand car, you get somebody that can do good, build you a nice roll cage, you're in for racing. Class D, a little bit more money to be spent, especially with the suspension setups. If you want to do it right, it's a little bit expensive, but it's still affordable for a private tier. Where SP are really, if you want to be competitive and win SP, you've got to have big money. Okay, this is where the major difference is between a Class E and a Class D vehicle is on the rear suspension. As you can see, we've removed the spring blades out of the car and come to the back with 2 coil-over shocks, with 2 drag links. So what the car's rear end is a lot better. Instead of that rebound that the blades give you, everything sorted out with the 2 coil-over shocks. Major difference in handling.
Keeping it simple is the 4x4 Mega World philosophy in Class D, but the 2011 car will boast refinements.
It's a stock motor. It comes out of a normal Toyota Hilux, 4-litre Hilux. The engine is stock standard, no gas flying done to the head, nothing done to the engine. It's down like you buy it from the factory. On this one here, we've changed the branches. We've had branches done. And then on the motor itself, you can change the pulleys in the front and you can change on the flywheel at the back. That's the only changes to be done on this motor. This one, as you see at the stage, it's got no fuel injection system on, we're still putting together.
4x4 Mega World retail outlets are a haven for 4x4 fanatics, and Offroad Racing provides the company with a high visibility profile.
Look, I think any person that rides a 4-wheel drive is an enthusiastic off-road racer. We would all like to race cars. So every one of our customers is an off-road racer in heart. So I think it's quite a good place. If they watch on TV, it's the same guy that's buying stuff from my shops.
More good news for off-road fans is that 4x4 Mega World is to continue to sponsor the high-profile event at Carnival City on the East Rand.
Yes, we'll be sponsoring the old Carnival City again for the 2nd time, and we'll sponsor it for as long as possible because of the big marketing tool it is.
Privateers like the Unifreight 40 provide manufacturers with valuable backup and support. The Free State-based Rubicon team runs Ford Rangers and Toyota Hilux entries in the SP class and in Class E in the production vehicle category, and a Class A car in the special vehicle category. Privateers like Jannie Visser and Joks Leroux and Malcolm Kok and Johan Berger are Toyota stalwarts from way back, with Rustenburg father and son duo Willem and Dana Vos also staunch Toyota supporters. The Baden Tyre team runs the ex-Duncan Force Championship-winning Nissan Navara, and medical man Johan de Lange has taken over one of the RFS Toyota Hiluxes. The opening event of the season will also see Jack and Sarah Oosthuizen out in a Land Rover in Class D, while Deirdre Cutting and Christo Bosman tackle Class E in the Transcore Toyota Hilux. The Atlas Copco team is another privateer squad that will be running cars in both the production vehicle and special vehicle categories. Atlas Copco will also sponsor the Battlefields 400 in Dundee.
Yeah, a few changes in the Atlas Copco team. Johan van Staden coming in Class A with his new Spec 5 Bat. Really exciting, really nicely built car, and I think that he's going to be very competitive, having won Class P last year. Very nice. In his car that won Class P, we've got Richard Fuller, newcomer to the sport, well known in karting, well known on the track, good driver. I think we can expect some nice results from Richard. And I'll be campaigning the Atlas Copco Hilux in the SP class. So hopefully we've got a good driver lineup for the team to get some nice results across all the classes.
The Ansa Offroad Championship is the largest national series of its kind in world motorsport, and Gary Berthold is excited about the opportunities it offers companies like Atlas Copco and other sponsors.
I'll tell you what, Offroad is made up by a lot of the privateer teams with good sponsorship. That's actually becoming the backbone of Offroad. What we've definitely demonstrated over the years is the incredible contribution that we've made to these organizations by being able to connect them with people that they ordinarily wouldn't be able to be connected with. Through this program, through the Ansa Offroad series, we've enabled guys like Regent, Motorite, Atlas Copco to get involved in businesses that they wouldn't have had the opportunity of getting involved with before. And the big teams are most certainly today carrying what off-road racing is. The Off-Road Commission is doing a phenomenal job of keeping off-road up there, and with all the smaller teams, as we call it, we're definitely getting the coverage and the mileage for the sport. Being the fastest growing, most represented formula in motorsport at the moment, I think that off-road is definitely the place to be.
With huge financial and manpower resources at their disposal, factory teams may have the inside track when it comes to new technology, but to be successful, privateer teams have to follow trends.
Yeah, well, I'm a firm believer in the principle of don't try and take a knife to a gunfight. So with the new regs changing and the laws changing on the ladderless chassis for SP, I've decided to go the same route. Well, where we have a look into the chassis here, the whole chassis leg has been cut out completely, and this whole heavy front end of the car has been taken off and replaced by what we call a tubular chassis with a bolt-off front end. So the suspension mounts are now in the right place. They have to be by law, with the shock absorbers mounting on the top arms rather than on the lower control arm. Hopefully by doing that we'll have better agility in the car, better turn-in, and a lot less unsprung weight on the actual wheel, which in theory is going to sound great. I suppose the results of the first event will tell us the difference.
While the factory Castrol Toyota team has decided to run the works entries with standard Group N engines fitted with bigger restrictors, the Atlas Copco team have opted to move in the other direction.
Well, we're sticking with what we found worked for us the best. We're staying with the slightly modified engine with the smaller restrictor, rather than going with the standard engine and the bigger restrictor. I think only time's going to be able to tell which combination works the best. And unfortunately, the V8s have come in. It's thrown quite a big spanner in the works. But we've gone for the lighter car. We're allowed to be 125 kilos lighter with the V6 engine. So we're going to try, hopefully, the power to weight ratio model with the lighter car and a little bit less power and hopefully less damages, because obviously in off-road, the lighter the car, the less punches it takes when you do hit the big bumps. So hopefully I've got the model right and it's going to work for us.